Fire choke the light. The onslaught pounds, no end in sight. Beacons down, squads all dead. Pull that strat, my hands run red. Steel and thunder, hear my plea. Burn them down, rain hell for me. Light the sky, bring down the storm before I die. Transform their lands to crush their cities to smoke and dust.
Good morning, heroes of the Western Front. Today's tune was Metal Angels from Now That's What I Call a Tribute. A tribute to the Helldivers who come from on high on wings of fire to save the innocent and smite the wicked with great vengeance and furious anger. Speaking of great vengeance, let's get the obvious news out of the way first. Yes, I killed Arthur Gunvaldus. And while I don't regret what I had to do, I am sad that my paw was forced. It should not have come to that. But I feel I better understand my role now. When the tyrant and oppressor thinks twice because they know I'm out there, that is fear. When the powers that be recognize that their might is not so great, that no one is above the law, that no one is untouchable. That is how things should be. That people should not be afraid of their governments, but governments should be afraid of their people. I spent weeks combing over Gunvald's orbital defense grid and strategic deployments looking for a weakness, and the answer came to me when Mercy mentioned that he could perform the necessary calculations fast enough for an in-atmosphere jump within 100 kilometers of a planet's surface. He could have gone lower, but I didn't feel the need to chance it. There was enough of a margin of error there that we could reliably slip beneath the minimum range of the Starbreaker SDS guns, make a rail cannon strike on a singular target, and then get out again before the Gunvald fleet could respond. We already had a target lock on Gunvaldus through the cellular signal of his own satellite communication grid before we hit the upper atmosphere. He monologued so long that Mercy was able to perfectly triangulate his position and direction. For all of his talk and bluster, poor guy never stood a chance. So, what happens now? Well, Mr. Gunvald will assert rightful authority granted to him by the results of the election and will start to repair the damage. Obviously, the internment camps will be closed and the people therein freed. But what of trust? Yes, Gunvaldus was a Care Bear that fell out of the crazy tree and hit every single branch on the way down. But dictators by themselves are harmless. Not without men willing to take their edicts and decrees and transform them into actualized cruelty. And there were plenty who absolutely leapt at the chance to exercise discrimination on an entire class of people based on nothing more than how they looked. We might look like animals, at least some of us, but they acted like them. Will these men be found and punished? Some, not all. Some may escape under the tired excuse of they were just following orders. And really, this has damaged my trust in humanity. Looking at everything that happened over the past few weeks, I can't even say that I was entirely surprised. Sad and scared, sure. But more than anything else, I was hit with the feeling that we'd been here before. That no matter how fine we clothe ourselves, how shiny our metals, or how rich as we feel, or how amazing our inventions, we always just keep ending up in the same fluffing, ugly place. That one moment in March of 1933 when the doors of Dachau opened up and the Germans of Not-Super-Earth got right to work, eagerly, quickly, and happily. Gunvaldus might be gone, but he left behind a legacy that is going to vastly outlive him. Do you have any idea what you've done? This has set a precedent. Do you know what that word means? It means that the powers that be without consequence, and they know they can do it again in other places, and people will just accept it. This morning, the Ministry of Truth announced that they were going to start enforcing the Aliens Law of 2157 on every world in the Super Earth Federation. Imagine a systematic prejudice and imprisonment of fauna sapiens on every world simply for the crime of existence. Home of the brave, everyone. It's right there on the Super Earth flag. Liberty, democracy, justice. But only if you look like them. Obviously, those in prison no longer have the right to vote under the Aliens Law of 2157, so they are unable to further affect societal decisions. What a joke this all turned out to be. It doesn't just end there. Now the ministries are actively debating in the halls of Super Earth that fauna sapiens are aliens and are no longer eligible for human rights. Human rights. It's right there in the name. If you're not human, you get no rights. After that, some might question, why even let these creatures exist at all? Like I said, no matter our progress, we always seem to end up in the same dark place. I've got a lot of work to do. Fauna sapiens account for only a small percentage of the human population, but that's still millions of people that need to get out of the interior sectors before the ministry drops the hammer on them. I am declaring the worlds of the Sagan sector in open revolt against Super Earth, and a protectorate under the Seraphim and the banner of the Angelic Rebellion. Anyone in the interior who can hear this, they're probably already on their way. You need to start packing now. This is gonna get ugly. Sorry, Gunvald, I wish I could have talked to you more about this before doing that, but time is of the essence right now and we gotta move. Speaking of further news of Gunvald, the newly incoming director and I had a chance to work out a deal where his corporation would provide arms and munitions to the rebellion in exchange for protection and guarantees of independence. Gunvald is free to do as they wish, governmentally, within reason of course, and I already forwarded my list of exceptions to that. But once the dust settles and the new director is able to get the wheels of society turning again, the rebellion will not lack for ordnance. Yes, I am finally ready to fight you, Super Earth. I am not gonna let you do as you please anymore, and I know exactly how to win. All I have to do is say, no, I won't. One more time, then you say, yes, you will. I'm not gonna go so far as to say that Super Earth will burn, but any tyrant, any oppressor who thinks they're liberty's gift and they can do what they want to other people, wear some cold clothes. So, after dropping that nuke on you all, let's take a look at things from the galactic sphere. Sadly, the Bekvam 3 Gambit did not succeed in time. The Automaton Collective advanced onto Julheim and Charon Prime, though they are likely to experience heavy resistance from Super Earth and be isolated from supply lines thanks to the liberation of Bekvam, which is slated to occur in just over 5 hours as of the time of this writing. Varylia 5 is getting absolutely hammered out there, and the Legion divers simply just don't have the ability to respond to a threat of this magnitude. They were caught completely off guard and out of position by the betrayal of the mainframe, and it looks like they might be next on the list for societal and factional elimination. Or at the very least, they won't command nearly the kinds of power and fear that they once did. I told you guys not to do it. You can't trust the Automaton Collective. There are unconfirmed reports that the Maser Array has been destroyed, but my contacts within the Legion divers say that it's still there. But I do know that Dr. Z built that and that he listens to every single one of my broadcasts. No taunts or clever wordplay this time, Z. If the automatons get control of a weapon that can destroy entire planets, that means the end of our way of life. If you do have the means to destroy it, do it. The resulting explosion should decimate the invading automaton fleet, and we are going to lose that planet anyway. If you really want to impress me, if you want to show that you are raddest of the rad, baddest of the bad, and the greatest mad scientist in the galactic sphere, destroy the Maser Array. Sorry, Revenant, I have no choice on this. That's been Liberty's Latest with me, Pondera, population increase by a lot, and if I have my way about it, the Sagan sector is going to become a shining beacon of civilization and military and industrial power in the coming times. Assuming we can get the automatons off our front lawns, that is. That's a longer oncoming struggle, but for now, all we can do is lower our heads, raise our shoulders, and power on through to better times. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for the angelic rebellion. Viva la Revolution Angelique!